jeans, please.
All right, what is it? Evening? It's evening. Good evening,
Yeah,
everyone.
it's evening now. Yes,
We are back,
we are back.
trying out some. I don't know if you've heard of Biro before. Have you had this one? You tried that one?
I don't think so.
Okay, so this is Tom Holland.
Oh, that's a Tom Holland one.
Yeah,
Okay.
he came out with in his journey to sobriety, came out with a non-alcoholic beer called Biro. It's pretty good. I've had the Kingston, which is like the. I don't know why that keeps replaying. The first one was the Kingston, which is like just a normal like malty like lighter beer.
Yeah.
This one's the IPA, which is what's it called? Edgy Hill Hazy IPA.
Good. Well, speaking of celebrities backing non-alcoholic beverages, and I may have talked about this before, but I think I might have. Charlie Sheen is behind the Athletic Brewing.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, I think we did talk about that.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's cool to
Pretty cool.
see that though. And then like I think he even just released a newer one. It's called like something West Coast something. But he's still continuing it, and like I'm not a big IPA guy, but this is good.
Is it?
And like for an NA beer, like you would think this tastes like a beer.
That's good. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of the ones that I've had, and I'm not talking about like your mainstream ones, like Athletic, I think is really good.
Right.
For a non-alcoholic beer.
Sure.
Some of the I tried one. I don't remember which one it was. Might have been Heineken. Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay.
Bad.
I don't know if I've had any
bad.
other ones besides the Athletic
I didn't like it.
and Biro. I mean, back in the day, I think I probably tried some of the like.
Some near beer.
Yeah, that's it. The one you can buy in like Walmart
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Near beer.
Yeah, and I actually had a garage beer before I came here,
I like that stuff.
which is really good.
I like that.
That's another good one. Is that local?
No.
No.
That's a Travis and Jason Kelsey thing. They're
Oh.
behind that.
Okay, I didn't know that
Yeah.
either. That's awesome. It's so good.
Yeah.
And for like a flavored lime beer,
Yeah, it's nice.
it's nice. It's low calorie.
subtle.
It doesn't bloat you.
Yeah.
Because like if you go back to like Bud Light Lime and like stuff like that, stuff's just garbage.
Some of that stuff is bad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but no, that stuff's real good. But I don't know if you've seen this yet. I think this was a few days ago, but there was either I think it was satellite footage, and then might have been it was drone footage and pictures that were captured over, I believe it was the Gulf of Mexico, but what scientists are saying the largest living octopus to ever have been captured on camera.
I have not seen this.
And this was in clear water, so like you could like the drone footage is like pretty clear. It's not. I mean, it's a little grainy here and there because of the water and the lighting, but it's fully extended all around, like all 8 legs, in the water. And I can't remember the size. I'm gonna put up a picture of this because it's just crazy to look at. Because when you see like AI or like any kind of whatever versus like a real shot from somewhere,
yeah,
you can tell it's real. And this is like supposedly the biggest living octopus that they've ever discovered.
Huh. And there it was.
Just sitting in the water,
hanging out. They just happened to find it.
It almost
that
looks
day.
like a kraken kind of like shape, like when it's like, because when you see like pictures of the kraken or in movies, it's all like
right.
It's pretty wild though.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
I'll throw a picture up of it for this video. It's pretty crazy.
Speaking of crazy stories, I don't know if you heard about this story because this just recently developed, not related to octopi or anything like that. This is related to human beings. So, in 1983, this woman who was married at the time and had a daughter. She and her husband, they were living in Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay.
And she tells her husband, you know, that I got this really great new job in Georgia, and I'm going to take this job. I'm going to take our daughter. I'm going to move down there, get a home set up for us and everything. And then once you find a job, then you come and join us, right?
Right.
Never heard from her again. Just a couple of weeks ago, somebody calls into Crime Stoppers and said, hey, there's this lady living like 2 doors down from me that looks like this person. Now granted, this woman was like, obviously the authorities suspected that she had kidnapped her daughter when it happened. Right. Yeah. We're moving, disappears.
Okay.
She was like on the top 10 FBI's most wanted list for
Oh my gosh.
like 20 years. So Crime Stopper, somebody makes this phone call and says, there's this lady that lives a couple doors down from me. Looks like this woman. Sure enough, it was her. She had, you know, got a new name, remarried.
Holy shit.
The daughter was still alive. Obviously, she didn't do anything to her, but she gave the daughter was 3, so she didn't have any recollection of this stuff happening. The mom gave her a different name, and she didn't even know that she was quote unquote missing.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
like she had no idea that her mom had kidnapped her and started a new life for them with new names and the whole 9 yards.
And what was the reason for this?
I don't know. So far, what I have seen there hasn't been any thing that said, hey, the husband was abusive, or he was this, or he was that. I don't know.
But
There's obviously a reason. I mean, obviously
Right,
she
yeah.
didn't just like, okay, I'm just going to take off.
Yeah,
and
you don't
take
just
my
uproot
daughter.
your life and like change your name.
Right, for no reason.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there's more to the story, but I think the crazy part was that the daughter had no clue that she had been kidnapped, had her name changed. So she reunites with her father,
Okay.
40 something years later.
Oh my gosh.
42, 43 years later.
So not only changed your own name, but you changed your child's name too.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Totally just wild.
Damn.
And she's like remarried. She was living in the villages down in Florida, like that retirement community down there. Just
living
playing
life.
shuffleboard every day, driving a golf cart around, just whatever. The neighbor like rats her out. I think that this is this woman living next door, like 2 doors from me or whatever.
That's funny too. And you probably got, I mean, not the case, but like every area's got like those crime junkies. Or those people that like pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And this was like, what's crazy is like, this was, like I said, this woman was on the, FBI most wanted list for, 20 years. The daughter who was on like the missing persons database, I think in 2005, they just took her off the list because they're like,
They just gave up.
we have no idea what happened.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
That's insane. And like, you wonder like how often that stuff might happen that we don't know about.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
Probably happens all the time.
I kind of.
I mean, I hope
hate
not.
to. I
But
was going to say, I really hope that that's not the case, but just crazy story that I came across, and I'm like, this is really out there.
that almost like feels like a Mr. Ballin story.
Yeah,
it's out there.
Yeah,
Like
I'm sure he could tell it 1,000 times better than I did. But
yeah, that's crazy.
but it is an interesting story.
So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up a topic I'm not totally versed on. I just found out about this stuff today.
Okay.
Because I don't watch the news. I don't really stay up on like news headlines as far as like presidential stuff or political things. But
Yeah.
one that caught my attention today was multiple things with Trump regarding like the trans community and some other things.
Okay.
And the first one that caught my eye was like this trans person was they put out this big thing in this article that they're I guess, talking about fleeing the country because of Trump's new bill or something that he's passing about. Because I think there's something with I think it's healthcare. Is it healthcare that they're trying to pass with the youth? The trans youth?
So there, yeah, the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, expires. Like the original bill, as it was passed in 2010 or something, expires at the end of this year.
Okay.
And there's been a battle going on about some of the provisions and that are a part of that, whether those things would be extended or not extended, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. I can't speak to how any of that applies to that, like the trans community.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that.
Well, I don't know because so they're, it doesn't make sense to because they get all up in arms about some shit, and I understand, but at the same time, it's like even a few years ago when all this stuff was going on, all the left and trans community and LGBTQ whatever, all of them saying how he doesn't support them and their community.
Correct.
All said they were going to flee the country, go live somewhere else. Well, nobody left. Nobody
I
left.
was gonna say nobody left.
And
Well, Ellen DeGeneres left,
okay, Ellen left,
but
but
that's about it.
out of a massive community of people, y'all chose to stay still, and he continues to try and do things to help this country, whether they see it that way or not, or any of you that
Yeah.
agree or disagree with it. But and then something about not with just because the youth thing was children, people, I think it was up to the age of 18, they can't, because they're children, they can't really decide if that's what their life is or going to be. Their birth certificate says one thing.
Yeah. And that's a thing that's going on in several states, California, Washington, Oregon,
Yeah.
some other states, where there's this intervention that's taking place with people that are minors, either through school or stuff like that, where they're somehow getting in these kids' heads that this is not really your gender,
Right.
all that stuff, and then the parents not having the authority to stop it, which I don't even understand how that's
I don't
a
either.
thing, but evidently it is in some of these states, which I can't understand that part, but
The whole thing about it is interesting to me because and look, before I go any further, I am not slamming on the trans community. I don't care if you're white, black, purple, male, female, bisexual. It doesn't matter to me. I will respect you the same way I will treat everyone else, unless I'm treated differently.
fair.
I don't judge people. If that is what you believe and that's your life, that's fine. But it's just when it gets out of control sometimes, though, in some aspects of it feels like it gets shoved down your throat too much in just the general public.
Oh, I mean, the identity politics thing has gotten it's ridiculous.
It's madness.
It's just completely out of hand.
And then, they come and say that, Trump's the worst, I forget the word they used, but he's the worst president in history to not to be supporting the LGBT community and transgenders and all that kind of stuff. And it's that is not part. I mean, I guess it's becoming a part, but it's not really a part of
The federal government's job.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Exactly. It's not. Well, it's not, and we've made it that way. Not
Yeah.
we, but people. Well, people that support that stuff have seeped into the political
Right.
spectrum and have pushed that this is now a government issue.
Yeah.
I don't believe that it should be at all. And here's a question that I often ask when I hear stuff like this, where a group of people, and typically it's that community that's coming out and saying, "Oh, the president's he doesn't support our community. He's not doing enough." I don't know what do they want him to do?
Yeah, like what is it that
What is he like? That's the part I struggle to understand. You have the gay marriage is legal
right?
in every state. I mean, in most states, transgender people can use whatever restroom that they're identifying with on that given day.
Right.
In a lot of states,
Yeah.
they're given special accommodations in public schools in a lot of places in many states.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure. I'm
I
not
don't
really
really
sure.
see what the problem
Yeah,
is.
I'm not really sure what it is that they're looking for or that they want to have happen.
But it like comes back around, and it's like anytime something happens, it's like that's the part where it like that community always has to like bring some tiny minuscule problem to the surface
Yeah.
and blow it out of proportion
Yeah.
as if like
Well, and I think,
know.
but I think that is part of this identity politics.
yeah, and I understand that.
Movement. Like it to me that it's a way to distract people from some of the other things that the government should be involved in and doing. Like balancing the budget and not sending billions of dollars to countries to support foreign wars and sending our young kids off to die and
Right.
supporting that kind of shit. It's a distraction, and what it is, it's a way of trying to politically manage by emotion, which is that's not a good way to do things. And don't get me wrong, Donald Trump is guilty of doing just that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He is an emotional guy, and he manages a lot of things from an emotional standpoint, which I don't agree with in that respect either.
Sure.
Because I think he just says recently, he just says a lot of stupid shit.
And it's probably one of his biggest flaws is he doesn't know when
to stop.
and says things. He doesn't say things at the right time.
Right.
It's always misplaced.
Yeah.
You
Like the comments he made. I don't know if you saw the comments he made about, you saw Rob Reiner and his
Yes.
wife were allegedly murdered by their
son.
By their son.
Horrible.
And he put a pretty callous thing out there on True Social about the reason that Rob Reiner died or was killed was because of Trump derangement syndrome. And it's like, dude, like, I understand that Rob Reiner was very outspoken and vocal against Donald Trump.
Sure.
I get that, okay? But he's a human being. He has a family. And he was murdered. Like, literally had his throat cut.
Yeah, it wasn't like he died or just like
Yeah, it's not like he had a heart attack and died.
no. And his son, who supposedly is known to be an alcoholic, a drug addict, has obviously problems, which that is a big problem, especially out in California.
And within the Hollywood community.
Yeah, it's a toxic
I
community.
just feel like sometimes he and I know we're kind of getting off track from your original point, but I think Trump often lacks empathy.
Yeah, like
Just
a little bit of compassion,
like
and
basic
empathy.
compassion.
Yeah,
like
for
okay,
people.
Hey, you could be like James Woods. James Woods.
Yeah.
Who's been an ardent supporter of Donald Trump, who so obviously has different political views than Rob Reiner had.
Sure.
But he comes out and says, "Hey, this was a great, he was a great artist. He was a great director. His films were wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, we disagreed politically, but that doesn't mean that I can't grieve losing a friend."
And I would hope that as long as time goes on as a species, that regardless of our gender, age, beliefs, religion, politics, anything at all, that we could drop all of that shit in a moment of grief.
Yeah.
And just, have some compassion for someone's loved ones were just killed. And put yourself in that perspective for just a second.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was your father or your son killed your parents,
Right.
and that was your brother or sister or whatever.
And damn well if something like that had happened to somebody who was one of Donald Trump's allies, a person that he liked, he would have had totally different take on it.
Right.
That's the part that pisses me off with him. Is it's like if you support me, then you're the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you don't, then I'm just going to come after you and just be a total shithead to you.
Yeah. And that's not like, as the president of the United States, that's not a good look.
No.
You know, and he does have a track record of making himself look bad in that aspect.
Oh, yeah.
You know, constantly.
Yeah. Yes, he does.
But to kind of circle back to this topic, the last thing I wanted to bring up on it was about transgenders serving prison time.
Oh.
And it had to do with they're trying. I don't know if it's passed yet, but they're trying to pass. If regardless of your gender, whatever your birth certificate says is the type of prison you will serve in, is basically what they're trying to do.
Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Not to push this identity politics any further than we already have. But when do you think somebody who supports that stuff is going to say, really, you know, what we ought to do is allow people that have made that transition to be able to change their birth certificate?
I was going to say that too.
How long until that is something that gets put on the table?
That, or they make an all transgender prison. You know, but yeah,
that could probably be arranged.
That could probably be arranged. But the birth certificate thing, I feel like that's not far fetched either.
Yeah,
it could happen.
And I get it. Like, depending on where you're going to be serving your time. Not that I've ever been to prison, but I do know that maximum security prisons and people that are housing people that are murderers and some really bad people, those are not good places to be. So I understand that if somebody that identifies as a transgender person gets put in one of those prisons, yeah, their life's probably going to be in danger. I hate to say that, but it's probably true.
And you're not going to get special treatment. You're not going to get put in solitary confinement or anything like that, or whatever.
Right. You're not going to get any special treatment. But yeah, the whole identity politics thing and that stuff is really kind of hard for me to get my head around. And I know that it's an emotional thing for a lot of people. They get really like, oh, you know, if you don't support that, then you are just the most awful human being that, you know, ever. You have no compassion. You don't get it. And well, I will say this, you're right. I don't get it. I don't get it, but I can be compassionate to a point.
Right.
But there's a point where when things just don't make sense, they just don't make sense. Yeah. It's that simple.
Because as long as this has been going on, I've worked with and know plenty of gay, trans people, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have never looked or treated any of them differently. And I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or anything. I'm just saying, like, even though I don't understand it all, because I just can't wrap my head around it. And whether it's a chemical thing in your DNA or if it's whatever it is, I don't understand it, but I can respect it out of respect as another human being.
And, you know, something I want to comment on. So I feel like the mainstream media, and even this happens in social media world too, makes it almost, to me, it's almost like they're pushing this idea that people who oppose it, quote unquote, are like, it's a bigger problem than it really is. It's almost like when we went through the whole thing with the George Floyd stuff, and you know, the police brutality thing, and it was like, oh, every cop in the fucking United States hates black people or minorities and wants to do nothing but beat them up or kill them or pull them over for no reason. And look, we've said this before 1,000 times on this show. There's bad actors out there all over the place in every field, every industry. I don't care if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a police officer, just a general citizen, whatever. There's bad actors that exist out there, and those people are always going to do bad shit. I hate to say that, but that's the nature of humanity.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just people that just are like that.
People are easily corruptible, and it happens in everything.
Yeah. And so, I think that the whole racism idea was just really blown out of proportion. And I'm not trying to diminish minorities' struggles through some of the stuff that they deal with. I get it. There are people out there who are racist.
Right.
100%. But I think if you look at the general population of people, probably not the case.
Yeah.
It's like a smaller percentage than the media wants you to think it is.
Exactly. And like like we've said this before too, like the majority of people are good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And everyone has mutual respect.
Everybody's just trying to live their life and
everyone goes to work to
do their shit.
Get a paycheck, go to the store, get the
bills
things you
paid.
need, whatever. Like
Yeah.
no one's, and like it's a small percentage that just makes everyone look bad.
Yeah.
And it goes to both sides. Like,
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Right. Yeah, I know we're kind of leaning toward topics that were, issues that were presented by the left, but
Yeah.
The right people on the right are doing the same thing with some of this identity politics, like the stuff I'm talking about with Donald Trump right now, where it's like how he is, where it's like, if you agree with me, great. If you don't, I'm going to just bash the crap out of you. That kind of stuff is happening within the movement on the right as well, especially after this stuff happened with Charlie Kirk. And now, obviously the whole, the war in Israel, the Israel-Gaza thing has become a real flashpoint over the last several months. And that has become a thing where you got people on the right that are just like, if you bring up anything about what Israel has done, as far as, committing genocide against people that don't agree with them theologically, let's call it what it is. You got people that are saying you're a Nazi. I was like, wait, what? What?
I know. I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's just crazy stuff. I mean, it's like we've gotten to this point where it's like you can't even ask a question anymore about certain topics. It's like that's
without people reading into it too much. Like, well, what are you saying? You know
what? You don't like Jews? What are you, anti-Semitic? What are you a
Nazi?
Nazi? Wait, what?
And it goes back to like just how divided we are on so many levels, whether it's,
and I think, this is something we've talked about. I because I don't have faith in much of anything when it comes to like our federal government or some of the institutions that we've relied on in the past or that my generation or my parents' generation trusted. I think that all of that division is all part of that's what some people that are higher up in levels of government that have influence and power, that's what they want.
Right.
They want people to just be at each other's throats all the time about stupid shit. Yeah. Really, at the end of the day, it's not like people are over here arguing like, you realize we have a $3 trillion deficit and we really need to balance the budget. That's not what they're arguing about. Yeah. They're not arguing about what you would call like common sense types of things. Mm-hmm. It's like fringe things that become just all out battle between both sides.
It's just, I don't have words for it. It's a shame. And it's like, they want you to be at each other's throats and they want to induce panic and distraction and all this stuff so that they can control the system.
I agree. I think that's really, at the end of the day, I think it is about control. It's about being able to control the message. It's about being able to control what people think.
And essentially controlling the outcome, too.
Controlling the outcome. Like when people hear something about Israel, then that trigger, that's bam, we're going off the rails on that or whatever. I think it is about control. I mean, if you think about if you think about some of the stuff you're talking about when it comes to transgenderism and like the people that are choosing to go through medical procedures to change themselves, and whether or not your health insurance is going to cover that, if you say that you don't support it, then that's a problem. Because if you support it, then, oh, guess what? Well, we can pass laws now. Guess what? Now we can control it that way.
Right.
Because now it's within the framework of a legal system that says this person's allowed to do it. And whether you like it or not, too bad.
Yeah, and I think in that part of it too, like when I think they were saying about like up to like the age of 18, how like they're still children. It's like,
Yeah.
they really shouldn't be allowed to make those kind of decisions so early, because it could just be, because especially younger minds are still developing, they could be so easily influenced if they're involved in that kind of community or have friends or family that are in that. And then maybe you do have a transition done, and then you're 30 years old and then you regret everything you just did.
Exactly.
Like that can happen.
Oh, and it has happened. It has happened. And it's funny you bring up the whole idea, the concept of a person's brain. I was just reading this latest study that came out that said, they always said that your brain wasn't fully developed until you were like 27 or 26. Yeah. Now they're saying it's 32.
Oh, that's how old I am.
Your brain is fully developed. So think about that.
Yeah.
Like, we say you got to be 18 before you can buy tobacco, 21 before you can drink alcohol, 16 to drive a car, 18 to vote.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I mean, those are all somewhat reasonable, right? But to make those types of life-altering medical decisions before you're 18 years old, or even if you are 18, seems a bit rash to me. That say, hey, you might want to rethink this.
Yeah, and I know everyone's life and their situation is different, but because I imagine there's a lot of people out there who probably don't have a good upbringing and they've grown up in this kind of life and they're trying to do all these things to better themselves for themselves. And maybe you have another situation where they did have a good upbringing, but they believe and want what they want. But you would hope that, like, regardless if the parents in that family are supportive or not, that they would help guide their child in the right direction
to make the best
decision for themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. It's just a big topic. It's a broad topic of things that, like, I still don't quite understand any of it. And it's, I mean, I understand because, like, the regulations being put on, I believe it is to protect those people, whether they see it that way or not.
I agree with you when you say that. I think that's a guardrail for somebody that's maybe not quite mentally prepared to make that decision, from making a decision that is going to change your life forever.
Yeah.
Like you said, if it's 15 years down the road and you go, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have probably cut my wiener off.
Yeah. Like,
crap.
It's just like, it's, you could joke about it and like say things, but it's just like, it is like, it's just one of those things you can just totally, you can fuck up your life.
Yes, you could.
But that's kind of all I really had for that. I just wanted to kind of dive into that topic and see how you felt about all that. And I feel even after us talking, I have like a better understanding of like the scope of it. But at the same time, it's just like one of those things I know I'm not totally educated on, but you see enough of it to like understand right from wrong and like the reasons why and the reasons they are doing it and why people don't like why they're, it's just a whole thing. But
right.
But so
right. Crazy.
So what else did you have for today?
So apparently 3I Atlas will be at its closest point to the Earth tomorrow.
No way. So being that I was the 3I Atlas expert,
right?
I did not know this.
You didn't know that?
I will admit I have
kind of
fallen off of all of the updates.
Yeah. Well, now from everything I'm seeing out there is that they are saying it's a comet. It's nothing extraterrestrial, nothing blah blah blah, nothing weird about it.
Okay.
It's just a comet.
Oh, nice.
But apparently tomorrow it will be at its closest point to Earth. All the telescopes will be gathering data for what it's worth.
I imagine it's still like probably like some crazy stupid distance from here.
Yeah, I don't remember I don't remember what that distance would be. Yeah, it's still a long ways
Yeah,
away.
nothing we're gonna see. Like,
I don't think so.
yeah, I mean, telescopes will see it.
I
But
saw some images of it from that one of the telescopes had taken, and some interesting stuff about how the color has changed.
Yeah.
with the, because of different gases that it's emitting and what have
Right.
you, and atmospheric changes and whatever, which
Sure.
is kind of interesting stuff. But yeah, I don't know what that means at the end of the day, if anything.
it's still really cool, though. I mean, like we've said before, regardless of it being extraterrestrial or not, it's just amazing that we're living through a time in our history where our galaxy is experiencing like a lot of activity. you
And
know?
experiencing something that it apparently never has happened before with,
Right.
with this particular thing.
And at the same time, during a time where like our, not just our like NASA and scientists, but our technology is like at the point where it's at during
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Pretty wild.
Pretty crazy.
Pretty wild. Have you been following this story about the mall and the taxes and all that stuff?
As far as like it not being paid and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of. I've heard stuff.
Yeah. So apparently apparently this group that currently owns the mall bought it a year ago. They owe over $1 million of back taxes.
Oh my gosh.
And apparently, like, I don't understand why, and I don't know the political and legal workings of how this goes, but apparently because it's in Boardman Township or whatever, or their city council apparently sent a letter to the attorney general and said, we want you to like look into this and find out where the hell our money is or when we're going to get our money.
Yeah.
So that's where it stands. But it's just, and I think we talked about this on here at one point early on in the show, but I don't understand how, like, they can owe that amount of money, and it's just sort of like
And still be operating.
And the stupid part is that it's not like they're not. Here's the dumb part to me. Like, and I'm not saying I don't know which of these is worse. Okay. But it's not like they're not paying, like they're not, it's not like they just ignored it.
Right.
They've sent checks in that have bounced. That's the crazy part to me.
That's crazy.
Like, so I'm not sure which is worse, that or just ignoring the tax bill when it comes and just not paying it. I don't know if one's worse than the other, but
Is like sending the check out to bounce just to buy you time? Is that what you're like,
maybe I don't know. I just find that odd.
Well,
Why
what
would you go through the process? Like, is there a person in that's cutting the checks, in the AP accounts payable department that's like, yeah, I know this is going to bounce, but we'll cut it anyway and mail it off.
Yeah, put this amount, send it out,
Yeah,
it'll bounce.
Let's
Then we'll
put that in the mail tonight, and we know it's going to bounce.
I don't understand how, because the Southern Park Mall, and this is a mall that's in our township in Mahoning County, Ohio. But this mall has been around a long time. It's been a pretty successful mall for the most part up until recent years, and I think COVID had a huge effect on that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because not only during and after that time, our area has grown since then. So everything around the mall is succeeding.
Yeah.
And I think the mall's starting to become obsolete.
Yeah.
Even though they've added on places to
Stuff,
the mall.
right.
But to be fair, they've lost 3 department stores in like 5 years.
Yes.
And now Macy's, their lease is up in January, and they are not re-signing. So now the
Really?
final department store will be gone.
Oh wow.
So what do you do then? You have a food court.
Where's the dude go to get some shoes around here, man?
Right. So you'll have the food court, and then you'll have, your,
I can't even tell you the last time I was in there. I have no idea what's even in there anymore.
as far as like, if you want to talk about, there's not a lot of big stores anymore.
It's like, do they still have like Foot Locker and
I think Foot Locker's still there, but I think they're getting kicked out.
Because I knew they were them or Finish Line. One of those two.
Finish
was
Line's
in-
gone.
Okay, I
Yeah.
knew that one of those two was in some financial trouble, like corporately.
Yeah. Hot Topic is still one of the most successful stores in the mall. That store has been there for
Forever.
30 years or so.
Yeah.
And then like in the food court, you only have Sbarro, Charlie's Philly Steaks, the what is it? The Frulotti smoothie place, the Asian Chow, and then I think where the Dairy Queen used to be, I think they put some kind of smoothie place in or something, but it's not doing well. They've gotten they kicked out Sarku Japan, which was one of the Japanese places.
So they're kicking people out. Was that because they're not paying rent, or did they suck, or what?
Well, so some of them were. I mean, the mall had roaches recently.
Oh,
So some of the food places got shut down from the health department. Luckily, like Sbarro, they had
past their health
inspectors
inspection.
come in and pass, but
Wow.
it is it's definitely going downhill.
Yeah.
And you have all these like people like vendors that'll set up in the middle of the mall and like they pay a monthly rent for that spot.
Yeah.
But Dillard's is gone, JC Penney's is gone, Chick-fil-A is gone now.
Chick-fil-A's gone.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Like
well, they opened that
right
big
down the street.
double thing. Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
like
so you got two
3
in
minutes
Boardman,
away.
you got one in Austin Town.
Yeah, that's right. They
There's
opened a
really
new
no
one there,
use
too.
for a mall Chick-fil-A anymore.
Yeah.
And it's a wonder, like with him not paying all that money that he owes. And like the previous person had the same issue.
Yeah,
So
that's
this
true.
has been an ongoing thing for quite a few years.
Right.
Even since I was there. And I just don't understand how you can legally operate still when you like are in debt. Like, I mean, I understand like the whole country's in debt.
Yeah,
But,
well, yeah, and that's a part of it that I don't know. Like, I don't know the other than them not paying these taxes to the city of Boardman, and I believe it's property taxes is what they owe. I
Right.
think. But obviously they are from that particular mall. Obviously, they're generating revenue.
Right.
Although it's probably not what they would like it to be if they have
can't
places
be.
sitting empty and they're what but and I'm assuming because it's like the company that owns it is involved in, they have other malls and stuff around the country, I think, or even in the state of Ohio. So I don't know if that's just indicative of what's really going on with the American mall as far as like that's kind of a dying thing. Although, like we talked about this a couple weeks ago, the one that's just up in Niles is doing really well.
Very well. And that town for a long time was never in the best shape,
No,
but it's slowly
but
growing.
they built up all around it. They
Yeah.
put in lots of new and different restaurants.
Yeah.
The mall has, I mean, it's a mall, but
And they have a Target attached to that one.
there is a Target right there,
Which I think
too.
helps a lot.
That probably does help. Yep. So
What was the other? Did they put a Dave & Buster's in there too?
yeah, they did.
So that's another big thing that
They had Dave and Buster's. Yeah, they put, and then they've gotten new places all around there, restaurants and what have you.
they have a lot more events at that mall too.
Yeah,
And it's always on the news. There's always something going on there. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know if, and like you said, with him owning that property and like maybe because maybe they own other properties, but it's just mind boggling to me that like on the legal side that nothing's been done yet.
well, that's exactly like I sit there and I go, so like the Mahoney County commissioners, the the tax department, somebody like there's nothing else you can do but put it on the news and go, oh, by the way, the people that own the mall owe us $1 million in property taxes, and that's it. Like there's nothing else you can do.
And then when the time comes, when they do something about it, do you just close the mall? Like, is that what happens?
That's a
And
good
something
question.
like that?
I don't know.
Because then you got a ton of people out of jobs.
Probably what's going to happen is they'll probably never get their money.
That I don't see it happening.
They're not going to
At
get
this
their
point.
money. So now what?
It's a matter of time before they just
How long do they let it go? And again, like you said, like what do they do? Like, you can't. I mean, the county, the state can't just go in there. Okay, we're shutting the mall down.
right.
they can't do that.
Yeah, and like, all of these places have leases there.
Exactly. Right.
Everybody has a contract with the Southern Park Mall.
Right.
That's for however many years until your lease is up.
Right.
And what else is crazy is like a month ago or so, they also did not pay their security guards because they're through another. They're like contracted
Like a third
through
party
contracting something.
Yeah, company that they contract out. That
So
security.
something happened where they didn't get paid.
Yeah.
So they didn't show up
Right.
to open the mall, which I wouldn't show up either.
Yeah, I mean,
if I didn't get paid and that was my job,
I
I'd probably do the same thing.
can't say I blame them, but
Yeah.
for not showing up. I mean, but yeah. So right, you're right. That happened, and there
And
was
they
a day where
also-
the mall was delayed in opening by 4 or 5 hours until
Yeah.
that got worked out. Whatever.
So in the same situation, they also didn't have utilities paid for the building, which is also like how, like obviously the guy that owns or whatever owns that property, obviously he's not like the guy just like paying everything. Like I'm sure he's got like accountants and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like,
a company. I mean,
yeah, it's a full company.
So it's like, I don't know the extent of like what they're involved in, but it's not right. It's like if you have multiple properties, you have people that handle your accounts payable.
right.
You get a bill for the utilities for this piece of property that's due on this day, and then et cetera, and you pay the bill. It's like just like you pay your car payment on the day that it's due,
Right.
right? Like we all have to do. I pay the utility, like, and that's the bullshit of it. Like this is the bullshit of it to me is that if I don't pay my electric bill for a couple months,
Getting shut
guess
off.
what? They're cutting that shit off.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't pay us?
But then you got a building that's got,
I mean, I can't imagine what that monthly
oh my God.
electric
I
bill
mean,
is
because
like.
it's always on.
Yeah, there's always
The lights are
electricity
still
running.
on at night, and
Yeah, there's always
there's
electricity.
guards there
running.
at night and alarm
Yeah.
systems, and
Yep.
I don't know. Like you said, it is just one of those things that's like, I don't understand how they let something like this go on for so long on both ends. Like, one, the guy not paying it and sending in bounce checks.
Yeah,
And then
that-
on the other side, where like lawyers and whatever else are letting this just slide under the
Yeah,
rug.
I mean, right. I mean, Mahoney County has they have a legal department. I mean, cities have legal departments. They have people that handle that type of thing. So, are you telling me that you let a year go by before you decided to write a letter to the Attorney General and say, "Hey, could you look into this?" Like, why would you let it go that long?
and it's making the local news. So like,
Yeah,
how is it not on someone's radar?
right.
You know?
Yeah, and it's been on the news for probably at least the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's been out there. So obviously somebody had to go to the news department, news people, and say, "Hey, I just want to let you know we haven't been paid. They owe us $500,000." Okay, so
It's insane.
it's bizarre.
Do you think in like, I mean, I'm just throwing a number out there. Do you think in like 20 years malls will still be a thing?
Probably not.
Like in the whole country?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
Although there is a part of me that says there's a possibility, and here's why I'll say that. I do feel like there is a shift in people's mindsets, and I would say I've seen this probably in the last maybe year or so, that people are realizing that like some of the shit that we had in the 80s and 90s really wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Going to the mall and hanging out really wasn't that bad.
I miss my flip phone.
Having cable TV wasn't that bad. Although we bitched about it,
Right.
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, but you knew when to you knew when the news was going to be on. You knew what shows were going to be on at what times.
And
For like a-
you turn it on. You didn't have to go to 18 different things. You just flip your little box on,
Yeah.
turn your TV on, and you're good to go.
Yeah. And like as kids, we knew all the like local channel numbers, and like even
Yeah.
when we had cable, we knew what channels were like the cartoon channels.
Right. And then when they brought out the DVR thing, it's like, oh, I don't have to be home at 8 o'clock to watch Friends. I can record it and watch it later. Perfect.
Man, my dad even we were man, I was probably like I was young. I was like 3 probably. But I remember when he would even like use VHS tapes to record movies. Like he recorded the original Star Wars trilogy on VHS tapes with commercials. And I grew up watching the original Star Wars trilogy with commercials. So I remember like the lollipop commercial in the middle of the movie.
My dad would record football games.
Oh my god.
When the Bears were on, he would record
On
them.
tapes.
Yeah. And then like rewatch it. And I'm like, dude, we already knew what happened. Why are you watching the game? Like, I don't understand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but he would record on VHS.
That's amazing.
But yeah, I mean, how fun was it like going to the video store on Friday night, picking out
Literally my favorite pastime.
movies to watch for the weekend? You know, that was freaking fun.
Me and Alexis were talking about that this morning. Actually, we went and had lunch today, and we drove by where it used to be Family Video in Austintown.
Yes.
So
Yeah, over there by Dollar General.
yeah, in Speedway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we were talking about how like we'd ride our bikes with our friends up to the video store, or if it was Friday and Dad was home and we were like we're gonna watch a movie, so like we'd drive up to the video store. We'd all walk around every section.
Like half an hour, right?
Yeah. Pick out a couple kids movies,
Yeah.
pick out some scary movies,
Yeah.
some like action movies.
You could rent like 6 movies for the weekend for like $10.
Yeah. And like we'd grab snacks and like
Yeah.
we'd order a Marco's pizza next
Hell
door,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and like you spend all that time there.
Right.
And then go home and have an awesome night.
Great. Yes.
And like I love that, and then going to the theater, those two experiences I feel have definitely dwindled quite a bit.
Oh yeah. I always remember Monday morning driving to work, going by the video store, dropping
dropping
your tape off or
Yeah.
your DVD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like make
I
sure you
miss
don't
that.
get the late fees.
Right. Yeah, God forbid you got to pay an extra $2 for
Yeah. But that was like, those were good times.
It was.
Those were good times. My brother was here to visit like a month ago, and we were talking about streaming and all that. And he's like, "Oh my God, it's just crazy," you know. And he was like, "Oh, I remember when Netflix was like the original Netflix was like they delivered a DVD
disc,
in your
yeah.
mailbox," and I'm like, "That was," and all you had to do is like put it back in the thing and drop it in the mail, and you get
mailbox.
you another one. I'm like, "Yeah, that was so freaking awesome." You had like your list,
Yeah.
and you like, yeah.
That was a cool way to rent movies. And isn't it crazy to think that Netflix is where it is now?
I know,
after
right?
It
Yes.
started as a mail moving company. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, basically, we're just shipping DVDs to you.
yeah.
We just got a warehouse full of fucking DVDs. We got, 400 copies of Top Gun. And we're just mailing them out to people.
Yeah.
And then they mail them back to us.
And now they're out there trying to purchase Warner Brothers and
Yeah.
own everything just like
Own
Disney.
the entire world.
Yeah.
It is crazy. It
In a span of like 20 years. Has it been that long? No, maybe about 15, 20.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah.
I don't know if Netflix will ever like get as big as far as getting like sports.
No, they're doing sports.
Are they talking about it?
Well, they already
Well,
did.
I guess they do. Like they do.
They did NFL games last Christmas, and
Okay.
they got NFL games
and
this
they're
year.
doing UFC too.
And boxing.
boxing. Oh,
Yeah,
boxing.
they
right.
did the Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight, and Jake Paul's fighting somebody
Josh
else
or something.
Josh,
something.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm
know
not
his name.
I don't really follow boxing
I
that
don't
much.
either.
That's tomorrow night, and if you have a subscription, it's free, which beats pay. Back in the day, and that's one of the things that UFC's changed now because Paramount bought that. Is that it's not going to be a pay-per-view model anymore,
Right.
Of having to spend $100 to watch a fight. I've done those things where it's like you spend $100 and you watch this and it's a total ass fight, and it's
Yeah.
like this was a
Waste of money.
total waste of money. But now it's like if you get the Paramount Plus thing, you can just watch it. And I was reading, speaking of that, so apparently Warner Brothers is not going to accept that Paramount offer, even though it was like $30 billion
It was
higher.
crazy.
$30 billion higher. But because apparently they're saying from like the cash flow aspect of things, Paramount paid like seven, I don't know if it was billion or million, probably billion
Okay.
for UFC, probably
Oh
billion.
my god.
So all their bean counters are saying, oh, Paramount overpaid for this. They're not going to get their money back. So it's a cash flow issue. And so they're like, I don't think the financing's there.
I honestly think too that Warner Brothers is probably smart enough to look at Netflix and trust that they're probably going to be the better option
Yeah, I would say
in the
too.
long run, like
We-
as far as like revenue and
We have talked about this, and I'm just going to bring it up again because it just burns my ass. Watching Mayor of Kingstown, finally got around to watching the latest season, which is phenomenal.
Isn't
might
it
be
crazy?
huh?
I think it's probably the best season.
I was just going to say it might be my favorite season yet.
Yeah.
Morgan's on there.
Yeah, Lenny James.
Lenny
Yeah.
James.
Gosh, he's awesome.
Yeah. Could be my favorite season.
Yeah.
Ever. Really. Like from the opening scene, literally
Oh,
the
yeah.
opening
Holy
scene.
shit.
You're like, wow. Okay. But anyhow, still the worst, at least on my TV, when I watch it on my iPad and your mom watches stuff on Paramount on her iPad without any issue, but on my TV, it is the worst app
It is
in the world.
the biggest piece of garbage I've ever
Sucks.
had to use.
But why? So, and I'm not a tech person, so I don't understand. Why does it work fine on the iPad, but on your TV it's total crap?
Yeah, so on
It's
phone
that
and
little
iPad
wait a minute circle
works
spinning
totally
around.
fine.
Yeah.
I've used it on my TV, multiple TVs.
Yeah.
And even on my PlayStation, it gives me issues.
On the PlayStation
Yeah.
too,
Yeah.
which
I don't understand.
I don't understand how that's a thing.
And it's the only streaming app that gives us problems.
Us too. Yes, I don't have any issues with anything.
It
else.
it lags when you're moving
lags. Yeah, it's like
around. Anytime you're trying to look for something.
you think you go to click it and you don't think you clicked it, so you click it
Yeah.
like 3 more times, and all of a sudden it goes.
Yeah, and it goes like up and down,
yeah, it's
season
going
over.
over,
It
you're
like,
like, oh,
goes
shit,
back to
hold
where,
on a
yeah,
minute.
it's stupid.
Yeah, it's the worst app.
And then it'll say uh-oh, and then it'll like,
Oh yeah,
and it won't play anything.
trying to optimize the playback. Oh crap! Sorry, I need to get the little thing. I'm like,
And
what?
I honestly, and because of that, is one of the hardest to navigate.
it is.
And whereas like Netflix, I never have that issue.
Netflix is very
HBO's fine.
Prime. Prime Video is super
Prime.
easy to.
Hulu's fine.
Yeah, although Hulu's gone now. It's now under
Is it
Disney
officially
Plus.
gone?
Yeah, it's officially gone.
Wow, I haven't watched anything on there in a
I
while.
don't watch a lot on Hulu either, but
No, I think The Bear is really the only thing that I've like recently watched.
recently, yeah, we watched _Handmaid's Tale.
Okay.
But
Since we're on the topic of streaming, real quick, this is the kind of shit that I just don't understand why they do this, and Netflix is the most guilty of it. But for example, so like The Walking Dead has been on Netflix for as long as we can remember.
okay,
Since the show aired, it has basically been on Netflix since then.
okay,
They usually just add a new season every year.
okay.
And now the show's over, so like it's just on there. You know, it's like it's basically an archive at this point. But so Alexis watched, you're aware of Supernatural?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that show is from like 2005, right? And it ended in like somewhere in late 20 teens or something. They just took it off Netflix this morning. What is the reason that we are taking old ass stuff?
We just had this. Your mom and I had the same conversation literally not 2 days ago.
I understand if it's a new movie or show and you like want to move it around to another streaming service. I get that.
But yeah, but I
something
mean, it
that's
doesn't work
old-
that way, right? Because like, don't they have like contractual obligations with the streaming services that those shows are put on? At least for
probably.
a period of time.
Sure, yeah.
But we literally had the same question. It's like I don't understand
Like it says leaving soon, and
Yes.
it's like
why can it not be on there forever?
there's got to be some kind of like, I mean, maybe it's a contract thing with that
Maybe.
studio or whatever. But
Yeah. Or is it a thing? Or is it something where it's just like they want people to watch shit by threatening them by it's not gonna be on here anymore.
Well,
You
and
better
like
watch it.
this is another
You
thing
better
that
binge the crap out of this over the next 4 days and finish it up.
right, and which is what she tried to do. But so she went on to see like if it was streaming anywhere else, and $2.99 per episode anywhere else. Or
Which, yeah.
if you really want to just own the show, you can pay, I think it's $89.99 for 15 seasons altogether and have it on your Fandango at Home app. Or you go out to like Walmart and buy the physical box set that's like $120. And then it's yours forever. But like,
dude,
I
have never understood. I guess maybe I need to do some research and try to understand the legalities behind some of this stuff, because I've never understood the whole thing. It's like this is something that we've touched on, but you're saying like old ass stuff, like old ass movies. Like I wanted to watch Dazed and Confused.
Okay, great movie.
Like Matthew McConaughey's like initial big screen
Yeah.
introduction to the world, right? I haven't seen it in a long time. Can't find it for free anywhere.
Oh, that's crazy.
That movie came out in like 1993.
Something like that.
Why is that the case?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either.
Because like I said before, so like for example, and well, this isn't a good example, but like let's just say for sake of it, the new Superman movie is on HBO, right?
Yep.
It's a Warner Brothers movie, so it is on there. But let's just say it's on there after the release and then they decide to take it off. That makes sense. It's a new movie, they're going to want people to buy the digital version or the physical version.
Okay.
And maybe put it on another platform, like say it goes on to Netflix. But then you take like Apocalypse Now or Lawrence of Arabia, 2 movies I both streamed on HBO and Prime, and then now they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and bought the DVDs for like $6 because they're old. That one's from like 65 and the other one's from like
Lawrence
89.
of Arabia was,
It's like from the
that might have been like the 50s.
59 or something.
That was like one of, because it doesn't matter, but it doesn't matter how old it is.
Yeah.
It's old.
But it's just the fact,
It's the
like,
idea of yes. It's
like Apocalypse Now is
principle of it.
also like, I think, 80s.
It's like the 70s.
70s, 80s.
Like early 70s. Like
Okay.
early mid maybe early 80s. Hell, I don't remember. But nevertheless, why?
And like, luckily we have a buy sell used trade store in Boardman that I can go buy old movies for a good price.
Yeah, true.
And and I think this is happening a lot, especially for like movie people, where like we're starting to go back to like building a physical library,
Right.
because of all this shit.
Well, that was the thing. So that's now become a thing with stuff as simple as, we're in the Christmas season. Love watching Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
Had our grandson over here a couple weeks ago. Rudolph was on.
Oh, yeah.
All that kind of stuff. But so now Apple owns the whole Peanuts thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you can't even watch like Charlie Brown Christmas, Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. It's a great pumpkin Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Without being unless you're on Apple TV.
Are you kidding me?
You have to pay for it.
You know
Like
what else upsets me? I couldn't find any of the Christmas movies on any streaming service.
such as
Like Rudolph,
yeah, right. Frosty,
Frosty.
Right.
What's the Santa one?
Year Without a Santa Claus, or
Yeah.
Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Yeah, like all those.
Yeah, I
Like,
literally have the DVDs of those.
You do?
Yeah, I
Nice.
do. Yes, I do.
I need to buy them
Because that is a thing. Like even on Prime, which is another thing, and I'm sure it's contractually related, but that's another thing. Like you pay this annual thing to have Prime, right?
Right.
And I feel like you should be there should be anything under the sun should be available to you.
yeah, for the dollar amount you're paying per year, you should have access to everything.
I feel the same way.
I just don't get it.
I feel the same way.
But
yeah.
It's all controlled and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get it.
I don't either. I guess I never will. I guess again, it's probably like we've said, it's probably contractual. Like it's all about money.
Yep.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's wild. Wears me out.
It does. So to change topics real quick, we are like a week from Christmas.
Okay.
And I know we touched on this a few episodes ago. And you had said that you had some funny stories from Christmas, like Christmas
yeah.
morning funny
Yes.
stories. And I have a couple, but I'd like to hear some of
Okay.
yours. I'm older than you, so remembering all the funny moments is a little bit harder for me, but I got
Okay.
a couple. But
So one of them, this one's like, it's pretty funny. Actually, it is really funny.
okay, see, good. Good.
And so we have so our brother Colin. So this was when. So Christmas Day, we would at my dad's we would do our thing, and then usually like in the later afternoon, we drive out to our cousin Sarah's house, where the farm was.
Yeah.
So full like ranch, like barn, horses, everything, cattle, all that stuff's out there. It's like out in like Springfield, Ohio or something. But so we would do Christmas gifts there, Christmas dinner, and that's when like all the aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody's
Every
there.
swinging dick was
Big
show up.
farmhouse, so
Yeah.
like it's huge. Everybody's there. And, once all the gifts and the dinner and all that stuff was wrapped up, all the parents were usually drinking, and a lot of us would stay there too. But so the kids would go off and kind of do whatever. We usually go out to the barn, and we've told stories about the barn on here before too.
Yeah.
Where stuff has happened. But this particular year, our uncle and my dad decided that we were going to do sledding after dinner and gifts. So
After parents have been drinking.
yes, that too.
Perfect.
So they get their snow bibs on, They get the four-wheelers fueled up, and they tied some big inner tubes to ropes to the back of the four-wheelers.
Oh.
And they were going to take all the kids like sledding on the four-wheelers, and then they had this really big hill like super far back on their property. Kind of like how my papa's is. Like
Yeah.
he has that big hill up there.
Right.
So there were a good amount of us going out there, and so we're all bundled up. And this was a Christmas where when it used to snow on
We
Christmas.
actually had snow on Christmas.
Yeah. Which
not like it's going to be this year, like 50 degrees.
yeah, right. Which tell me that's not
That's
some
the thing.
kind of climate change or
I don't know. It was freaking 2 below zero like 3 days ago. So I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
It was
But
like
anyway.
58 today. So I don't.
So, they're flying around, pulling us on these tubes, and we're just like, the momentum we're getting from the four-wheeler just swinging us around the yard.
And
through
your
the snow.
gallbladder and
Oh,
all your
man.
inner organs are just getting banged around.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
it's
getting beat
awesome.
to hell. Yeah.
And so then we take these back to this pasture area where this hill is. And so if you can imagine, there's this big hill, right? And then they park both four-wheelers, one here, headlights facing the hill.
Okay.
So got the headlights on there. And now we take all of the inner tubes to the top of the hill. And of course, people are drinking. We're all still kids.
Yeah.
But the parents are drinking. These tubes, and these weren't just these weren't just inner tubes. These were big, industrial black tubes.
Yeah.
They were heavy.
Yeah.
To carry one up the hill, you had to throw it on your back and
Yeah.
just truck up the hill as fast as you could. So, and we had the giant canister of hot chocolate up on the hill to put in styrofoam cups and stuff. It was awesome. But so we're flying down this hill over and over again. And remember, Colin's pretty young still at this time. He was
Okay.
probably 9 years old. I hope he's listening to this episode. But so at one point, me and my cousin Sarah, we got on one of the tubes together. All right, it's
Okay.
because they were that big.
Yeah.
So we get on, and our uncles were pushing us down the hill. We weren't just sliding. They were basically having two people grab the handles and run you to the edge, and then just
go.
throw you
Yeah.
down the hill.
Yeah.
We're flying down this hill, and Colin was already down there, and he's walking in basically in range of where we're gonna be.
Oh, my.
And we lifted him off the ground.
You just
Like,
totally
just
took him out.
took him out, and he
boom.
just flew in the air, landed on his face in the snow. He was crying.
Oh, of course he was.
And it was
Yeah,
right,
of course he was.
probably
Had
the
he lost
funniest-
his finger at that point in time, or
his finger was gone already.
already
Yeah.
gone? Well, there you go. See,
Yeah.
it's a traumatized young man.
But so that was probably one of the funnest Christmases
Oh, wow.
ever.
That's awesome.
And I mean, we did it for hours. I mean, out in
Yeah.
the cold, that's when
Yeah.
you stop feeling the cold, and
Yeah,
it was a good time though. I miss stuff like that.
yeah. Those were good. Those were good days.
Yeah.
Good days. Yeah. Probably one of the funniest ones for me was I was probably about 10 years old, 8, 10 years old, somewhere in that neighborhood. And my grandma was at our house for Christmas, which she lived like less than an hour from where we lived. So she would come over. This is my mom's mom.
Okay.
And she was a widow at the time. And so it's Christmas morning, you know how it is when you're 10 years old and it's Christmas morning. You're up at the ass crack of dawn.
Oh
right?
yeah.
It's still dark outside and
can't
you're ready
sleep.
to roll
Yeah.
at like 5 a.m. My dad always had this rule, like you don't even get out of bed until it's at least 8 o'clock. Don't be getting out of bed at 6 and coming in here and waking people up and like we're ready
Yeah.
to do it. Like, okay, so we're all up. My brother, me, my sister, my mom, my grandma. My dad goes downstairs and he's down there like forever. Like forever. I remember my grandma making some comment, almost like it reminds me of the redheaded lady that was in Christmas Vacation, whoever's mother that was.
Oh yeah.
Like she makes this comment, like, "What is taking him so long? Why is he down there?" Like, come on, like my mom's yelling down there, like, "What are you doing?" No answer. We're like, "Did he have a heart attack or whatever?" Like, it at that time, it seemed like it was half an hour. It probably wasn't a half an hour.
Probably felt like it,
But
though.
it felt like it when you're 10 years old and it's like Christmas morning. Yeah. And finally, and he's got the video recorder, video camera ready to go. He comes to the bottom of the steps. He says, "Okay, come on down." They come down and so we open gifts, whatever. And so like we're having breakfast or whatever. And my mom goes, "What happened? Like, why? What took you so long?" So here, this is back in the day before smart plugs and simple switches. Like you had to plug everything had to get plugged in, right?
Yeah.
So he went to plug the Christmas tree in, which like the outlet was like kind of like behind the tree.
Yeah.
So he kind of had to get down low. Well, apparently he went to plug it in. And when he went to like stand up, he knocked the tree down,
Oh my god.
knocked the tree over, and all kinds of ornaments off of the tree, all over the place. So he was putting the tree back together in that period of time when we were all up there pissing our pants,
my
ready to open some
gosh.
gifts. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, that was a funny one.
We had a pre-lit tree 2 years ago that almost caught on fire.
Wait, what?
Yeah. So we had a black Christmas tree
Yeah.
at one point,
Yeah.
and we do a Nightmare Before Christmas theme on ours every year.
Yep. Okay.
And it just grows every year. We get more ornaments for it, but it's only Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. And I was taking it down at the end of the holiday last year, and we leave it on most of the time, and we'll shut it off at night.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it. It's usually on all day.
Yeah.
And
Because there's nothing like having a Christmas tree on.
it sets the
so
mood.
awesome to have Christmas
Even
lights on.
coming home to just the Christmas tree on,
Yeah.
and then turning on some lights. It just feels right.
Yeah. Right.
Especially when the snow's out. It's awesome. And you only have it up for a couple months.
Right.
So
yeah, it's a short period
November,
of time,
December.
so you can enjoy it.
And occasionally we'd leave up ours a little longer, but I went to take the tree down, and one of them, I think it was the middle section of lights that was pre-lit on the tree, sparked and essentially caught fire.
Holy
and
crap.
like smoked quite a bit. So then I like put it out, and then I was like, "Hey, archery's done," and like the pre-lit lights, you can't just take them off.
No,
It's
yeah,
not easy. You can't do it.
No, it is far more
They're
complicated.
they're
than you would
very
think.
like wound into the
Yeah.
tree for
into the attached to the branches or however
yeah.
they do that.
So long story short, we ended up going to Michael's and we bought like a pencil tree, like a normal pencil tree, and we use that now. But yeah,
damn.
yeah, crazy.
Just because you were disconnecting it, getting ready to put it away.
Yeah,
and,
because you know you have to like
shorted
connect
something out.
the
Yeah, it
lights
just plugs in
throughout the tree.
Yeah,
you know.
and then that like, yeah.
Yeah, so no more
Dang,
pre-lit
that's
trees.
crazy. Yeah, the one other story that I have was it was probably about the same time frame, maybe, it was, somewhere between 8 and 11. I got a new bike
Oh, nice.
for Christmas, right? And this is when we were still living in Pennsylvania, just before we had moved to California. So it's like you get a new bike, and again, like you were saying, it's like this was when it was always, it snowed. It
Yeah.
always snowed at Christmas, and it was cold. I get a new bike, and of course, I want to.
You want to ride it, take it for a spin.
So, and I think I do know that this was recorded on video. I don't know if it still exists anywhere in some of the stuff that I got from my dad's house or not. If I find it, I will show it to you. But so my mom goes, well, why don't you? No, just let me just set the stage for you. All right. So this bike, maroon,
Ooh,
banana seat,
nice.
ape hanger handlebars,
Yep.
badass.
Damn.
This thing was badass. I'll tell you this story, the follow-up story about that bike. Okay. But my mom's like, well, why don't you just hop up on there and see if it fits you?
Yeah.
If it's like the right size or whatever. Well, so I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea. Perfect. So I like try to kickstands down. I try to hop up on it. Well, the seat was a little too high.
It's always a little too high.
Well, it's just a little too high. And I kick the kickstand up as I'm I kick the kickstand up. I hop on it. It's a little too high, and I freaking fall over because I can't reach I'm sitting on the seat, but my feet can't touch the ground.
Yeah.
I fall over into the freaking dining room table. Like hit my head on the dining room table.
gosh.
Yeah, it was the whole thing.
Jeez.
It was a freaking whole thing. So literally fast forward like 6 months later, it's summertime, and we lived on this. There was a cul-de-sac at the end of our street. It was kind of a long street. There was probably like 20 houses on it. Cul-de-sac at the end, and we had you were like kind of going downhill to get to our house. We were kind of toward the bottom of that road, and we had a lot of kids that lived in the neighborhood, and we set up like this ramp and stuff.
nice.
Yeah, like we were just out there with the big wheels and the bikes and just going crazy and doing jumps. I just absolutely trashed the shit out of this thing that summer. Go off the jump and I like somehow managed to get too far forward.
Oh,
Front tire hits. I go over the handlebars. I mean, I just absolutely destroyed that bike.
yeah.
Like 6 months later.
So I have a very similar story to that. So I was probably like 13 when this happened, but I had a friend in Austin town I used to ride bikes with. And this was when we had like the BMX bikes.
Oh,
and we had the pegs on the back.
Oh, yeah.
So you could like stand on the pegs and you thought you were really cool doing that. You know?
And if you had a buddy with you.
You could put
ride-
someone on the back.
right,
Yeah, it was fun. And so we were riding bikes around town. We'd always like ride up to the Dollar Tree and like buy random shit for no reason. Like we'd have $2 and we'd go up there.
Yeah.
And it was from their neighborhood to the Dollar Tree. There was, I think it was Fitch. I think it was Fitch Elementary or middle school. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
But on our way back, there was this construction site. And we used to ride our bikes through, like, it was almost like a quarry almost. And we'd ride around it because you could, like, ride these, like, part of the woods around the whole quarry. And they had all these, like, cinder blocks. All right. And, like, plywood laying around.
Oh, so like covering holes with plywood?
Essentially, yeah. And it looks like they might have been using it for building stuff, too. Because it was, like, an under construction site. Like,
Okay.
there was active work happening.
Yeah. Okay.
So we decided, the geniuses that we were at the time, we attached an old red metal wagon to one of the bikes and rode it up to the construction site. We took like 2 cinder blocks and a piece of plywood.
Oh, you went up there to like literally steal stuff
Yes.
from the.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And
All
we
right.
rode back.
And did you have a plan for what you were going to do with this stuff?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We were gonna make a ramp.
Making a ramp.
We're making a ramp.
Making a ramp. Good.
Homemade ramp.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So we bring it back to our street that we're at. We set up the cinder blocks, put the plywood down on it. It's pretty sketchy makeshift ramp.
Yeah.
And
I know how that.
we
Yes.
did a couple test runs on it.
Worked out great.
Worked totally
right?
fine. Made a few adjustments.
Yep.
For some stuff to make
little
it
tweaking here
yeah.
and there. Yeah.
so that it's not going to slide off.
But you know you got to hit it right in
Dead
the
center.
Dead center. Right.
So we did this all day. I mean, we were hitting that ramp like I probably hit it 15 times. And then the last time came, and I had this little Batman BMX bike with really sick pegs on the back. They were awesome. And so, and like, the first couple times were scary because you're anxious because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
And then you do it and you're like, I got this, You
Get
feel
more
badass
comfortable
all day long.
Yep.
And it's summertime too, so we're in shorts and t-shirts. And man, I hit this ramp on the last one. I nosedived into the ground, over the handlebars, and I skidded my entire arm right here, all the way down to the elbow.
Yeah.
And I was bleeding pretty bad.
Uh-huh.
And I got up and I felt like shit. Like I had gravel in my face and just. So I was like, well, I'm going to ride home because I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm bleeding. Yeah. So I rode my bike home, bleeding the whole way home too. I didn't have anything to stop it. So I was just
you're just gushing blood, just you're road rash, gravel in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I rode home. Got myself cleaned up as best I could, put some Band-Aid patches on, and then I was laid up for a couple of days because it was terrible.
Yeah.
Peroxide, everything. It was.
Yeah. I did something.
Never did it again after that.
I did something very similar. I just told you how I trashed my bike when I was 11, but this was when I think I was a freshman in high school. There was a little how the little BMX tracks where people would make jumps and stuff out of there'd be dirt and stuff like that. So there was one of those not too far from the high school I went to. And I was really embarrassed of this bike that I had, but it was my parents got me this bike and it was kind of I didn't really, how do you say this bike is gay?
Yeah, right.
Right. So I had a 3-speed, a Schwinn 3-speed.
Yeah.
A 3-speed. Dude, come on.
Yeah.
So some of my buddies had the dirt bike, the BMX type bikes.
Right.
And they're going around or doing these jumps. So I decide
treaded tires and all that.
Oh yeah. They had just
it's awesome.
right. And I'm out there with my freaking 3-speed, like a grandma. I was I looked like that freaking lady in Wizard of Oz in the beginning. That's
Kinda
what
like
I looked
Pee-wee
like.
Herman.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's what I look like. I'm I should have had a freaking basket and a bell on a damn thing, a little license plate on the back. Oh my god. Anyhow, I decide I'm going to participate in this too, with a bike not equipped for such adventures.
Dirt jumping.
Oh my god. So I literally tried to do one of these jumps and didn't make it. Front tire hits the other side. This thing was probably a good 3 feet. Was built up with dirt on 3 feet. 3 feet off the ground. The gap was probably, I don't know, maybe 4 feet. Not if you had enough speed, easy, you can easily do it. Obviously, I didn't have enough speed, and I ran my front tire into the other side of the thing. I literally, dude, you should have seen what I did to the rim on that thing. Not only did it was it very painful, and was I fucked up after I crashed, but my bike, the wheel, I couldn't even ride it. I
bent like a taco.
Yes, it was. I literally had to go to my I just left it there, walked to my friend's house, and then like waited till my dad was going to get off work. So I like called my mom and I'm like, I crashed my bike. Can you have dad come pick me up? Put the bike in the back of the station wagon. Yeah, it had to get a whole new wheel.
Yeah.
Like it was just destroyed.
Yeah, rim and tire gone.
Yeah, I mean, I got some pretty solid air, and it was like one of those moments that you know how you have those moments where things just almost like stop in time.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about, like the Matrix, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I knew almost immediately as soon as I started to get some air, I'm like, I'm not going to make this because it's like I got up, you know, and you're already going down. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good. And I mean, over the handlebars, I was, oh my God. I probably was concussed, and among other things, like I jacked up. I was like all just cut up, but the bike, the wheel on the bike was the best part. Like,
Yeah. That's crazy.
my dad's like, well, what happened? I'm like, well, a little accident. I tried to do a jump, and he's like, you didn't do a jumping on that type of bike. I'm like, well,
it almost worked.
I kind of did it, and maybe it's a lesson for you for not don't buy me a gay bike.
Yeah. Don't buy me a
BMX bike, dude.
I did another one. I actually remember I did do another one in middle school where I had this like mountain bike, sporty mountain bike.
Yeah, those were things.
Had a lot of gears, you know.
Yeah, the gear. Yeah.
But I hit this ramp. My buddy, I talked about Gino, I think on the first episode.
Yes, you did.
Same guy, right?
Yeah.
Gino and Anthony had this ramp that they took up to the school parking lot, and we would just like open parking lot, so you like fly at that ramp, and I hit it, and you know like when in like motocross when like the guy does the Superman on the bike on the dirt bike.
Yeah.
So I did that on accident.
Oh.
I went up and my body gravity just took over and lifted my body off the bike. And then, like you said, time slows down.
Uh-huh.
In that moment from me coming off the bike to hitting the ground, not only did the bike hit
It felt
the ground,
like 10 minutes, right?
but my ribs and my stomach hit the seat.
Oh.
And then I got dragged behind it while I'm still holding onto it. And man, I got so messed up from that.
Those are the moments that we realized that we were not going to be in the X Games.
No. And I was always like at that age, I was super into motocross and stuff. Like,
Yeah. That stuff was sweet.
I really wanted to like dirt bike at some point. I did a little bit like on the side with friends, but never like got to like actually get into it.
Yeah, that stuff was cool.
But that was bad.
Oh my God.
You've probably seen YouTube videos. Have you ever seen those like big races that people put on? It's like this big event. There's like rows of people on each side, and it's a bunch of adults riding those little like toy Jeeps down the hills.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
I don't know.
But
Yes.
it looks insane.
Yeah.
And they're driving like the little battery powered Jeeps down the hills.
Yeah.
And they're crashing the shit out of them.
I've seen the ones too where it's like this, and it's adults riding those like little motorcycles.
Yeah.
They're like those little tiny little like Japanese little itty bitty things. Like you can barely sit on it.
Yeah.
You're like
basically
this.
touching the ground.
Yeah. And you're like going like 60 miles an hour down this hill. It's like my
like
balls are
crashing into
scraping
each
on
other,
the ground. Yeah.
It looks like it'd be a good time. You'd
Yeah.
probably get messed up. But
I mean, it's all fun until somebody loses a nut.
right. Oh my god.
That's good stuff.
You guys got to tell us if you have any stories like this. If
Yeah.
I feel like if we both had that many, you guys got to have some
people
good
have
ones.
stories.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Give us some comments.
Yes, definitely.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to engage with you guys and talk about all the silly shit aside from all the serious stuff we always talk about. But yeah, so are you all done here?
I'm done. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. This should be out before the holidays, so probably won't see you guys again until after. So
yeah. We'll probably do our 2025 wrap up episode.
yes, we will.
Believe it or not, just real quick.
Yeah.
By the time we do that episode to wrap up 2025, we'll have literally been doing this for like 6 months, 7 months.
A little more than that, yeah. I think
yeah.
like 7 months.
It's crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. Pretty
Almost
cool.
every week for 6-7 months.
Right. We haven't missed too many weeks. So.
No, we have not. And we only lost one episode out of the whole time
Right.
that we've like completely lost.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. That is crazy.
But yeah, so Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm sure we'll talk to you guys here soon, and take care.